When you came in, the air went out, and every shadow filled up with doubt. I don't know who you think you are, but before the night is through, I wanna do bad things with you. I'm the kind to sit up in his room, heart sick and eyes filled up with blue. I don't know what you've done to me, but I know this much is true. I wanna do bad things with you.
Good evening and welcome to In Focus, where tonight's primetime network exclusive is shedding light on vampires in America. They call it the Great Revelation, the moment vampires across the world went on television and revealed their existence to the rest of us. They've been among us all along, they said, and after centuries of hiding in the shadows, they decided collectively to come out of the coffin, so to speak. But no matter how you put it, one thing's for certain, the world hasn't been the same since.
We want to assure you that we pose no danger to you. All we want is to coexist peacefully with you and to enjoy the same rights and freedoms as everyone else.
Vampires don't eat, but you do drink blood to survive, do you not?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? And the answer, of course, is yes, I do. But as we've been stressing, I can now simply walk into any corner store and stock my fridge full of synthetic blood, which satisfies all of my nutritional needs. Let me be clear about this. Now that the Japanese have perfected synthetic blood, there is no reason for anyone to fear me or any other vampire.
Meet the Reverend Theodore Newland of the Fellowship of the Sun, an anti-vampire church movement. His message has been spreading far and wide thanks in part to podcasts like this one.
I assure you that the light of the Lord will soon shine down upon them all, and then they will see His terrible glory.
When you refer to the light of the Lord catching up to the vampires, what do you mean?
Eventually, all vampires will be forced to greet the sun.
And who will be doing the forcing?
That's up to the Lord. But as far as I know, God has no law against taking the out of the undead.
Sounds to me a bit like the gospel according to Reverend Newland.
All one needs to do is look at the facts. They made their existence known to us with the advent of synthetic blood. Why? So they could convince us that they were not a threat, because they no longer needed to feed off of us. This implies that for the centuries preceding synthetic blood, that they were a threat, that they did feed off of us.
A fair point, to be sure, and one that Nan Flanagan has no small amount of practice avoiding. One of her more slippery performances came recently on HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher.
I mean, come on, doesn't your race have a rather sordid history of exploiting and feeding off innocent people?
Number one, show me documentation. Doesn't exist. And most importantly, point number two, doesn't your race have a history of exploitation? We never owned slaves, Bill, or detonated nuclear weapons.
I actually think that people are kind of jealous.
Meet Alexa, one of a growing number of people who seek out the romantic company of vampires. And this is her boyfriend, David.
Imagine being with someone who's had 200 years to learn how to please a woman, but who still has the body of a 27-year-old.
So vampires...
I am potent. Yes.
Tell me about it. And with vampires, you don't need birth control.
How do you feel about the word that some people use to describe your taste? I believe it's fangbanger?
I think it's vulgar. It implies that I'm some sort of prostitute. I prefer fangophile.
Some are saying that the Great Revelation will go down as one of the most significant events in human history. In an instant, we were forced to re-examine every notion we've ever had about life, the natural world, and our own existence. And no matter how you feel about them, it's probably safe to say that vampires are here to stay, and the story is far from over. For In Focus, I'm Tiffany McElroy. We'll see you next time.